Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me all right?
Yes. Oh my God, nice to meet you. I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's
I'm
nice to meet you too.
oh, I've heard literally so much about you from the golf team and Coach MK. Thank you for taking the time today to do an interview with me.
Of course, yeah, I'm happy to help, and I've been following you guys, and I see that you played so well last week, and you've been killing
Yeah,
it. So,
yeah.
yeah, congrats.
Just before we started, I just needed to make sure that you're okay with me recording our meeting because it is completely for research purpose and only me and my business faculties will have access to it.
Yeah, sure, that's okay.
Yeah, thank you so much. One more thing is that theoretically our interview will be finished within like 15 to 20 minutes, but I just wanted to make sure that if we do need like an extra few minutes, would you be available for that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you. So to start off, can you tell me a little bit about your current job? So like the organization that you're working for, what activities do you do like on a day-to-day basis?
Sure. So I work for the American Junior Golf Association, and we're a 501(c) nonprofit that kind of focuses on just conducting junior golf tournaments around the country and a couple internationally. And we kind of do all of this to help develop a lot of these younger players
Yeah.
and hopefully help them earn college scholarships. So on a daily basis. I'm a communications coordinator, so I work in our communications department. And a lot of my day to day responsibilities just include like social media posts, a lot of like traditional like article writing, interviews, and a lot of just like sponsorship items as well for the organization. So that's kind of what I specifically do. And then I guess like even beyond that, like we kind of just work with a lot of different like local sponsors to try to like help them earn like more money into like their cities or their own foundation. So that's kind of a brief version of what
Yeah.
we do.
That is so cool. I personally have been several AJG events and they're amazing.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm very impressed by how you like kind of connected your golf expertise with the career that you're having now. Because I knew like obviously you were on our team when you were in Lehigh.
Hmm.
But so how would you say that your time at Lehigh, both like on the golf team but in general, helped you like helped led you to the career that you're having now? Did you like always knew that you wanted to work in the field of marketing, communication, or like at what point of time did you think that you realized that this is the career that you're going for?
Sure. So probably through your research, you saw I was a marketing major at Lehigh. And during my time, I didn't really know what like specific focus I wanted. I was also taking business information classes at the same time because I wasn't sure if I liked the like data analytics side of like marketing,
Yeah.
or if I just liked the product like traditional type of like advertisement. So at the end of the day, like just through women's golf, I knew I loved the golf industry. I mean, you could probably kind of relate to that, but just
Yeah.
like playing golf, like all throughout your childhood, you kind of just, you know it super well. And it's really like comforting to kind of be in this industry because you just know it so well. So I knew at the end of the day that like I kind of wanted to be in golf. And I was pretty hesitant to like take an internship after graduation just because I felt like a lot of my personal friends and people in my circles like they all had jobs lined up after college. So I definitely kind of felt some sort of pressure or expectation to kind of have that lined up. But the internship kind of helped me to figure out what exactly it is that I wanted to do. And I didn't even know I wanted to work for the AJGA even through the internship. So um, just kind of learning more about the organization and how much they do for golf and also just sports in general just really interested and fascinated me. So now I'm just really happy with what I ended up doing, and that's kind of how I found my way and made the connection with women's golf.
Oh, I definitely relate to that. And I say that it's like I'm so happy for you because obviously you're working along with your passion every single day, and that is extremely lucky. So
Mm-hmm.
Digging into a little bit more detail about your job, would you say that your like work every day provides you with a sense of accomplishment, purpose, or meaning in life? Like, how do you feel like that has contributed to your decision on choosing your career path or your job right now?
That's a great question. And I think something about this organization and also just kind of in the sports industry is that like I do like work in the office from 8 to 5 on like most weeks, but I also travel a lot. Um, like I would say in the past couple months, I've traveled at least like 2 weeks each month, just like going to different places. And it's just so fun to be actually out at these tournaments and like creating content or just like talking to parents, like meeting these juniors. And I guess the real satisfaction I get is like when some player or parent comes up to me and they just like personally thank me for helping them like get to their college golf dreams or even just like helping them run a tournament. It's so cool. And also like kind of providing them that like PGA or LPGA like professional golf like feel when I like interview them and like write stories on them. They just all thank me for it, and it makes me feel like I'm just actually making a difference for someone. So I think that's probably like the biggest thing that does it for me here.
Yeah, that's so cool. Um, so after you graduated from Lehigh, where you first entered the workplace, so it's like your current job, your first job?
Yes, it is my first, I would say, like actual job.
Okay. So, how did you feel like what did you feel like was the biggest challenge for you in terms of like communication within the workplace, like with either your boss, your coworkers, or your clients, so like players, player and parents?
Mhm. I think something pretty interesting about my organization is like, for the most part, we're all pretty young. Like all of my coworkers were all like in our early 20s. And my boss, he's like 32 or 33. So now that I'm like older, it doesn't really feel like he's that much older than me. But I think like the biggest thing that like shocked me was just the level of responsibilities that like I was immediately given. Um, like my coworkers and I in the communications department, we are just given sponsorship like deals and like we're supposed to just help maintain all these like thousands, like tens and thousands of dollars of sponsorships, like relationships. So it's just like a lot of not pressure, but I just feel like not a lot of people are like automatically like given this type of responsibility, especially like as
Um,
a first time starting at a company. So I would say like, and that's not just in my department. That's kind of like everyone that works at the AJGA, whether you're like a tournament director or in my department, like we're just given so much and like we're just expected to like run tournaments or like
yeah.
get all these like relationships. So it's pretty cool that they like trust us on that sense.
Mhm. Yeah. And can you please tell me a little bit like how you adjusted yourself on that challenge and specifically like your communicate like during your communication with other people in order to like address that kind of responsibility that you're like not used to have?
Sure. I think that like a lot of the times, like especially when you're first starting like a job, you just don't have that confidence in yourself.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm working on this article right now for like Women's History Month, and I interviewed this woman. Her name's Stephanie. She was at the AJGA, then spent 7 years at the PGA Tour. She was like pretty high up in their marketing, and now she's literally like the vice president of marketing for this like NHL hockey team in Las Vegas. And she's like just done a lot of like big things in her time. And she still says like she still deals with some like confidence things. But I think like my biggest thing is like the people you work with, they don't really know when you started your job. Like you could be on your first day or you could be on like your 10th year. You just kind of have to carry yourself with the confidence. Um, I guess like just believing in yourself and like not limiting what you do just because you're like worried about what someone else might think. I think that's probably something that like I'm still learning now, but like I'm still working on it. Like I went to Bermuda in January for one of our events this year, and it's like partnered with like the Butterfield Bermuda Championship, so the PGA Tour event. And we had like a lot of like tour members on site there, and they were kind of helping us. And I just like felt like I had to carry myself in like a certain way just so that like they didn't think I was like someone new and
Yeah.
didn't really know what I was doing. So I think that's probably like my biggest thing.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just really curious about um like what specific part about communication that like marketing and communication that you really like fall into?
Um, that's a good question. It's kind of hard because like a lot of the actual like skill set, like I'm just kind of learning as I go. So like right now I pretty much like design all of the signage for like all the events that we do. So that's like over like 150 or something each year. So I like just handle all of the like signage. And when I started, I didn't know anything about like Adobe InDesign, which is like really similar to like Photoshop and all of that. And my boss was literally like, "Well, this is your job now. Figure it out." And like, it's kind of crazy because even after a couple of weeks of doing it, like I don't know, like you kind of force yourself to figure it out. And now it's probably one of my favorite things that I do, just like the design aspect of it. Um, and just like, you know, after you finish like a logo or like you finish like all these signage things, just like looking at the photos at the event and you're like, wow, like that's my work. That's probably something that's
Oh,
probably currently my favorite thing to work on. And also maybe just like the traditional articles, but I think like the design aspect of it was something that I didn't expect to kind of enjoy.
I'm so happy to hear that.
Yeah.
Would you, because I did notice that you did like a internship in AJG, which is also about marketing and communication. So how would you say that that internship experience like contributed to your current, like you getting this, your current job and like your success working now?
Yeah, so like one of the biggest things with like being a communications intern with the AJGA is like you make all of the like social media posts. So like the TikToks, like Instagram posts, like tweets, all of that stuff. But something you have to learn really quickly as like an intern is that like you have to figure out what's appropriate for like our specific audience.
Yeah.
And obviously like that can be kind of tough for people that aren't necessarily in the golf industry first of all, but also just junior golf because
Yeah.
like most of our followers are like probably from the ages of like 10 to 25.
Yeah. So like
So
future, like
yeah,
years.
exactly. So like I think that helped me because like you just have to learn really quickly what's appropriate, but also like entertaining for these people. So I think like once I got a pretty good understanding and grasp of that, that kind of allowed me to like understand the organization even more.
Yeah.
Um, and then like now with my full time job, like I know exactly like what I need to make, and like we get a lot of like mentorship opportunities.
Oh,
Um, yeah, so I have like two mentees right now who are both interns, and so like I'm now like responsible for like kind of like teaching them and like showing them the ropes of that. So I think that's probably something that like kind of helped me out a lot, and also now helping me in my new role.
yeah. So you